Of the EXCO who are with us this morning, colleagues, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. So today we'll be launching our 6th sustainability report. Every year we invite our key stakeholders to this event, hoping to share highlights of what will be in the report. And this is in spite of the fact that what we expect in the newspapers on the next day invariably is a headline saying Safaricom has fired X number of people for fraud, or that Safaricom has been made to pay a certain amount of fines by one regulator or the other. But our sustainability report is much more than that. We do it because it is the most intimate and accurate account of our business. It goes well beyond the financial numbers that we report twice a year and tries to explain the why and the how behind these numbers. There's no legal or regulatory obligation on us to share how many women are in this organization vis-a-vis the men, or how many of our base stations are running on green energy. It would be very easy for us to keep some of these embarrassing numbers and facts that you find in this report secret. In fact, in most cases, these numbers are not, very positive. For instance, this year we shall be reporting that our usage of water and electricity has gone up by 2% and 8% respectively. We'll also be reporting that only 1.4% of our workforce is represented by people with disabilities. And again, that favorite for the press, we shall be reporting that we have fired people for fraud. In this case, 52 people here. But we also report some interesting things that are important to this organization and how we work. We're going to be reporting that we have improved on our carbon footprint. We're going to be reporting that we have also improved in the collection of e-waste, which is very important and a collateral to the industry and the business that we do. These are important things which we shall highlight later in the program. We feel that we have to speak on these issues because they're the very essence of why we must report on them. These are not just numbers for us, they are milestones. They help give us a sense of where we are today, they make us accountable and give us a target to beat every year. They help us to keep track of what we do, what we need to do when no one is looking. So why is this report important? That question keeps on coming up. Because, as I said, it's not one of the statutory reports that are required to be issued by a company. As you came in, you must have gone through our tent there where we had a number of SDGs and how we're implementing them being displayed, collaborations with our partners from different fields. So you will see the thread running through the report is very centered around the Sustainable Development Goals. We all know that 2 years ago, the UN promulgated 17 of these global goals, which aim to end extreme poverty, fight inequality and injustice. They also seek to tackle, among other very important initiatives, climate change. When the then UN Secretary General officially launched these Sustainable Development Goals, he said these words which remain with us to date. This is the people's agenda. It is a plan of action for ending poverty in all its dimensions, irreversibly, everywhere, leaving no one behind. For Safaricom, leaving no one behind means two things. It means ensuring that every individual achieves a full set of rights and opportunities that these global goals express. For us, it also means the global goals can only be successfully implemented with the inclusion of all segments of society, including governments, civil society, women, youth, and importantly for the gathering here today, the private sector. Safaricom exists for a purpose, and that purpose is to transform lives. We believe in what our CEO calls the 3 Ps: purpose, people, and profits, in that order. The fact is that profits and growth remain the main reason for majority of businesses to operate. But to remain relevant and to thrive in the long term, businesses need new ways of thinking that go beyond merely looking for short-term profit, but which focus on purpose and sustainability. We cannot continue to transform lives if we are not commercially sustainable. Equally, we are unlikely to be able to transform lives in a meaningful manner and lasting manner if we focus merely on profits and dividends in the short term. At Safaricom, we developed our first sustainability framework 6 years ago. In the last year, we started the process of integrating 9 of the 17 global goals into the business, and we now are busy making it a way of life, as you have seen as you came in. So why is this important to this gathering, and why should you consider doing it? We believe that each organization has a story to tell. It could be different. It is different for each one of us. If it is the banking sector, if you're from the banking or microfinance sector, your story could be around how many youth and women have gained access to finance and how that has impacted their lives. This can be measured, this can be tracked, and this can be reported. If you're from a different sector, let's take, for example, security sector, the silent workforce, who many of us maybe don't notice, but who are very critical to how we operate. If you're from that sector, what you would be measuring, or what you might want to measure, is how the lives of your security officers are being improved by getting a fair wage and getting access to the rights that they should have as people contributing to an economy. If you're from the billboard companies, we see a lot of trees disappearing before these billboards shoot up. There are measures that you can take to mitigate that and actually correct that position. These billboards tend to also be lit 24/7. They have lights running on them to make us see what's in the billboard. What power sources are you using, and how can you green those power sources? In a nutshell, every one of us has a story. Every one of us has an opportunity to contribute to this story of implementing the Sustainable Development Goals. At Safaricom, we believe that it is possible, by using the lenses of the global goals, for each company and each organization to achieve success by employing sustainable practices. As I close, ladies and gentlemen, for Safaricom, very importantly, the SDGs offer us a path to fulfill our purpose of transforming lives. They have expanded our outlook and ambitions and have reminded us that sustainable development is about creating commercially viable solutions to global problems. However, we realize that sustainability remains a journey, not a destination. And integrating these goals into how we work in Safaricom has been a humbling process for us, and we keep on learning and improving how we do this. This being our 6th report, we know that we still have a lot of work to do. But we remain proud of the progress we have made so far, especially having embraced and incorporated the SDGs into how we work. The objectives of all the divisions in these organizations are centered around a particular sustainable development goal. And that is what we seek to measure, and that is what you'll see later on in our report. The first phase obviously was very important, and this was about creating awareness. And we're very happy that an independent survey has found that 83% of our staff members are very well familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals, and they know what needs to be attained through them. That's an impressive number, and that's a good start for us. In the next phase, we shall be measuring the impact of incorporating these global goals in how we do business. So the blueprint has been set. We're now going into measuring impact, and we hope to do this from the next year. We're also keen to engage other corporates who may want to join us on this journey and have a meaningful dialogue. We need each other to get better. We are benchmarking with some of the best companies in the world who are inspiring us to do more in this space, and that's why we are members of a number of international bodies that think alike and have accepted that the place of business is just not to do business. Finally, we hope that the discussions today will inspire you to also embark on this journey, to better understand your impact on society, to measure it, and to continuously monitor how you engage, so that we can all do our part to collectively meet the SDGs by 2030. Thank you.